concern is that we have had very large surpluses for about 3 years running. The economy's taking a swerving off in another direction now. But I feel that we didn't set our priorities properly back there. And now we find ourselves in a different situation. Mr. Speaker, what this bill does not have is an investment in people. Investing in people isn't just about programs that enable people to realize their potential, like TANF, and programs to move people along the housing continuum. Investing in people is also letting people keep more of their money or giving it back when we have a surplus for 2 years running. Tax relief is investing in people. It allows them to use more of their money to meet the costs of daily living or to invest in a brighter tomorrow. Friday night, I received an email from a constituent of mine, a 73-year-old man who lives in Hauula, and I just want to read part of it. He says, "My recommendation to you is to keep the spending down. Prepare for the worst scenario. The people of Hawaii already pay more taxes than the rest of the country. We also live in a state that has the highest cost of living. People are really struggling out here to make ends meet. How can the legislature help us?" he asked. Simple. Cut down taxes. Help businesses excel in order to provide more jobs for the people of Hawaii. Cut wasteful spending and concentrate on the economy. That was from Kenneth Ching, and I think good advice. I have to disagree with Speaker Emeritus as far as the Republicans being big spenders. I just look at the figures of the grants and aids that we provided to nonprofits. We went from 1.1 million in 2003 to 39.4 million in 04, 43.9 in 05, 73.4 million in 06, down to 43.6 in 07. And we are a state that it has been mentioned by many different people have very, very loose oversight on the grants and aids. This to me looked like sort of irrational spending, and that's when we had lots of money. And that's where a lot of our general funds went, and that's what added to our debt service. I'm not saying that these grants and aids, many of them are very deserving, but because our process is so loose and we use very little criteria, there is, in my mind, a big question as to whether all these folks were deserving. And with the surplus, by making these generous donations to these grants and aids, we limited the money we could give back to the hardworking people of Hawaii who had paid all of the money that came into the state's coffers. Senate President was recently quoted in a local paper talking about how tax relief is a revenue loss to the state, as if the state is somehow superior to the people it was created to serve. Tax relief is the greatest investment of all because it enables our citizens to make choices in their lives. Tax relief is also an investment in our economy. This is the tried and true method that our Congress is undertaking this summer, a bipartisan tax rebate package to stimulate the economy. Compare that with the tax relief this legislature is offering. $1. Not a dollar that you could put in your pocket. You must wait until April of 2009 when you fill out your tax return, and you will get a tax credit against what you owe of $1. This speaks volumes of the investment you want to, that this legislature wants to make in its citizens.
Representative Meyer, your time has expired. Representative Maramoto, would you yield your 4 minutes?
I just need about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. The chair will allow you 2 minutes, Representative Maramoto.
I'll be happy to yield 2 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Please
you,
proceed.
Representative. I also noticed that prominent members of this chamber and the Senate have criticized the governor for not spending more through CIP as a means of investing in our economy. We've talked about our debt service and the methods the administration has used to keep that amount down. when we discussed the House Draft 1 version of the budget and simply note that we will soon top $600 million in annual debt service payments, more than 10% of the state budget. As you are well aware, the money from CIP takes a long time to make it into the pockets of the people, sometimes 2 or 3 years. According to your conference committee report, the economy is slowing down. We are experiencing difficulties now. This solution should be one that takes effect now. We should put money in people's pockets now, like the federal tax rebate. While many of the bills that we're going to pass today are not in the budget, but they will affect the budget, and those are bills that have created new fees, which are like taxes, and that, I believe, is going the wrong way.